So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I utilized Fiverr only to build an entire dropshipping business. I'm even gonna show you the ads that we got created from Fiverr, the sellers we used, and I'm even gonna go ahead and spend a few $100 of my money to see if we can get profitable just using what Fiverr has given me. So let's just get right into it. So this idea came up because I saw another YouTuber, Beheza. He went ahead and created something like this, and I found it really interesting because of the fact that I never really thought about using and utilizing sources like Fiverr to go ahead and literally do everything for you. Now, I've seen services online that go ahead and charge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 just for a done-for-you store with some products and some ads. But in our case, I'm gonna show you how I spent under $300, got 2 ads created, a 1-product store completely custom, and I'm gonna go over all the expenses. So the first thing I wanna show you is the actual Fiverr gig that I'm using, the communication, and everything else in order for this to work. So the first part of the plan is to go out there and find somebody on Fiverr who's offering, obviously, a store creation. Now, when I was going out there and doing my research on Fiverr, I noticed a bunch of people selling a bunch of various different options at various costs. So I went on Fiverr, I went ahead and I found a seller who's selling a 1-product store with everything that I needed, and I went ahead and decided, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and order from this guy. So I went ahead and made my purchase, and then I realized there's a ton of criteria that I need to fill out, and quite frankly, I didn't have a product. And that was the weird part, was because I guess I was assuming they would hand me products. Now here's the thing, is that I assumed that they would give me a product to sell, but essentially that wasn't it. I would have to go and get my own product. So that's fine. The weird part is, and I'll discuss this at the end, was that after I gave them my product, this particular person, my product, they said, we don't think this is selling, it's oversaturated. So these are our list of products that we suggest you sell, and these are products that we know are doing exceptionally well. Which is interesting because I went through the product list, and having done just a disgusting amount of revenue through Shopify and actually going out there and making a bunch of money dropshipping, I looked at these products and I said, no, I'm going to stick with mine. And he said, okay, which is pretty odd because of the fact that this product that I'm going after I know does exceptionally well, and it's an evergreen product also. Otherwise, it's pretty simple what he was asking for. He wants your preferred niche, product that you want to sell, store name or tagline, description of your store, overall message that you want to convey, any other information that you think is relevant. So now that I went ahead and purchased, I have to fill out all this criteria. Now, I did this one by one. However, if I was smart, I would have gone ahead and had this all ready, meaning I would have had images ready, I would have had a site name ready, the colorway, the niche, everything that I want, I would have had it all ready. But I did this on the fly just so I can show you how fairly easy it is to do this. So again, just make sure when you're going out and working with somebody to create your store, have everything ready, everything you possibly can. I have files that I create before I create a store with all images, the colorway, the font I want to use, the logo, every little minute detail I have in a separate folder. So make sure if you ever do this to have the same thing, and that's my recommendation. But again, I'm just creating the store now and letting him do all of the work because obviously this is a case study. So now that we have our store being created right now, with the turnaround time being 7 to 10 days, I want to go ahead and start initiating the ads. So I want other Fiverr sellers and other people on Fiverr to go ahead and create ads for this new store that I went ahead and just created. So let's just get into it. Let's go into Fiverr. Let's look for some individuals that look like they can create half decent ads and hope that they give us something good. So let's just dive right into it. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is just look for dropshipping ads on Fiverr and take a look at all the different listings. Now I've chosen 2. One of them is $22 and the other one that I'm using is $17. So I purchased both of them so I can have different ads, different variations. So essentially all I'm getting is just 2 ads. And then from there, I have to fill out all the information that they're asking from me so I can go ahead and have them create the ad exactly how I want it. And like I said, I'm not going to be too involved in this process because I want to see what they come back with and give to me so I can just use and upload and start going ahead and advertising. So we just got the store back and I went ahead and logged in, and there's a few things that I want to take a look at. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the logo. Is it nice? Actually, yeah, I just realized it's an eyebrow. So that is really cool. I like that. The logo is on point. It's a really good logo. I'm going to ask for the assets of it as well. And let's take a look at the home page itself. So this is something I wanted to analyze. I like it, okay? I like it. However, there's a few things I would change up. For example, on the first scroll, instead of having this, I would actually have the, right over here, the collection. So I would have it being able to be purchased right under the scroll, so right over here. But again, it looks phenomenal. The home page looks really, really, really good. So I want to go and I want to just click Shop Now, and perfect. From the Shop Now button, it brings me right to the product page, which again is exactly what's supposed to happen when we're on a one product store. But let's take a look at the product page, because this is where everybody's going to be coming to, and we're going to be doing one of two things. Number one, we're going to check it out on desktop, and then number two, we're going to take a look at it on mobile version as well. So the first thing, I like the colors, very vibrant. All right, add to cart, buy now. We have the secure badges. We have, the different colors and whatnot, light brown. Okay, cool. Dark brown. Okay, so it switches based on what I choose. Now, the only thing that I truly do fear when I run this is I have to tread around the fact of how somebody looks or dance around that. I can't necessarily, in the ad copy that I wrote already, I can't necessarily say get the perfect eyebrow. I don't know if that will pass or not. I have to test it. But again, you typically can't say something about somebody's physical appearance and altering it or the current state of their appearance. But that's not for this section, because we're focusing on the store. That's why, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because the before and afters, you're not allowed to do before and afters when it comes directly to an ad, but maybe off-site, you can try it and it'll work. So the only other thing that I would really recommend if you're going out there and using the same guy or somebody like him is make sure there's Luke's reviews or some sort of reviews on the bottom. That's the only thing this page is really missing, is reviews at the bottom, and maybe editing the description, but for now, it's not terrible. It looks really, really good. So let me just take a look at the mobile version. So this is the mobile version right over here. And what's cool about a browser is if you just collapse it inwards, this is what it would look like on mobile. So let me just take a look at how we're looking. Okay, cool. So it's very, very fluid, works really well with the page. It's very clean, very simple. Two things I would have, again, reviews and a sticky add to cart button. That's what I would go ahead and have over here. And again, you want to make sure there's testimonials or something like that. Overall, the site is definitely worth $250. Okay, it looks really clean. In my opinion, it's really nicely laid out as well. And there's definitely nothing wrong with this one product store. In my opinion, this is a good store. This is a good foundation, and you can add on to it. Right? So if you think about it, all you would have to do is just add in more apps with what else you would want. So if you want more features, you want different things happening on your store, you can add in the apps. And that's on the Shopify App Store. So again, in total, I really like the way this store looks. But let's move to the actual ads. So I'm pretty much just skipping around so I don't have to waste your time here. This ad, very clean. And this one as well. Let's take a look at this one. And just so you know, I did go ahead and go into Fiverr and worked with the actual video editor for these videos. And I was a little bit more hands-on, because the ad is a very important aspect. I can easily fix a store, but if they create the video, I have one shot for them to create it correctly before they finalize it and send it to me, and then I have no revisions. Now, one piece of advice that I would give to you and anybody else watching is if you take a look right over here, this is the folder that I created specifically for the store. It has my logins, it has my to-do list inside of my logins, it has the ads, the ad copy 1, ad copy 2. Keeping organized, and as organized as you possibly can be, is very, very crucial. So now we're back, and I have some pretty astonishing results to share with you. Now, the first thing that I want to set this up with is that this didn't necessarily go as well as I planned. The reason being is because, I have to use this Chromebook that literally, I can't even screen record on it. I have all the data back, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to spend a bare minimum of $1,000. I don't care if it was profitable or not, but I just wanted to spend $1,000 and see how much money I can make back from this one product store that I had made on Fiverr. So I'm gonna flash everything. I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm gonna let you know the profit, the loss, all of the loss, all of that. So the first thing that I'm gonna tell you is that we spent $750 in Facebook ads. Now, I want to set the precedence right here and just let you know how I structure these. I messed up on the ads. Now, why did I mess up? Number one is that I didn't call the bank for my card that I was using on file, so the ad stopped midway through when we had profitable campaigns. The second thing was I changed the strategy midway when I was already at like $400 spend. we were actually getting around 5 to 7 ROAS on some of our interest-based targeting. And I'll even put images up on the screen right over here of just some campaigns. And some of them were actually really, really profitable. But because of the fact that my ads just completely stopped midway because my card got declined, once I tried to recreate the campaigns and re-get them up, it just had a really tough time going ahead and re-optimizing. So I let it run for $750, and we did end up getting some purchases. Now, I should have just stopped there, but I decided, hey, I have another $300 that I want to go ahead and use. I was supposed to spend $700 on Facebook, but I decided, hey, let me just go and get a bunch of page influencers. What's the worst that can happen? I get a few sales, if that, maybe break even, maybe take a little bit of a loss, whatever it is, just get some data. So what did I do? I went out there and found influencers, and we were just reaching at the total between 5 different pages, 4 million followers. Now, obviously, I'm not stupid. I reached out to these influencers and asked them for all their analytics, especially for their story views, and I wanted to just see how many views they're getting per story. And some of these people were getting like 20 to 40,000 views for every single story that they posted. So I said, okay, fine. So I went ahead and spent $300 on 5 different influencers, and oh my Lord, I don't even know how to say this. It was probably the worst influencer run I've ever experienced. I literally generated under 150 clicks from over 4 million people. So this is something that I've been thinking, this is something that I've pretty much have known for a while now, is that the generic pages that constantly promote, this is kind of obvious, but this really solidified it. They're dying. They're dying, and they are definitely dead. And the new era of influencers is micro influencers. We're talking like 20 to 50,000 followers. We ended up generating $250 in sales on the site, and all those sales came from Facebook ads. Now, for the record, some of those ads, like I said, the ROAS that we were getting was anywhere from 5 to 7 on some of the interests. And the way I went ahead and structured the campaign is definitely a little bit more elaborate, but I changed the strategy after the card was declined midway. So that was my fault. I definitely could have made all the Facebook ads profitable if I also spent a little bit more money. So the product cost was roughly around $20 for all the units. Again, I was running a buy one, get one free. So our total loss was actually $820. And majority of that, I would say around $300 of that, was from influencers that I thought I would be able to at least break even with, if not take a minor loss. And the Facebook ads never really got to optimize correctly. This product is a winner. I know that for a fact. The ad creative will definitely do extremely well. The only 2 things I would change up next time I did this was, number 1, run a strategy, stick with it, and make sure I called my bank so they don't deny the actual card when there's cash in the account. That was literally, and I was running another store simultaneously, and they did the same exact thing, and it ruined the campaigns. So the one thing that I would go ahead and make sure and change is sticking with one strategy this time rather than changing up the strategy midway. And number 2, the reason why I even changed up the strategy was because of the fact that all the campaigns stopped because I didn't call my bank and tell them to go ahead and just approve and have a no hold on the card, so they didn't decline the Facebook payments. Because if your ads stop during optimization, that can negatively affect how Facebook is optimizing your campaigns. So I take full responsibility for actually taking a loss. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more case studies like this one, go ahead and just smash a like on this video and let me know. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe with notifications, and I'll see you soon.